Drew is just one of those places that, I always say you can take the boy out of Drew, but you can't take Drew out of the boy. I recently interviewed Bill Lester, and he talked to me about Dockery. And he said of all the things they call this place, they call it magic. And I kind of feel the same way about Drew. There's something about this place that you can't put a finger on. I don't know if it's home of Pop Staples, it's home of Archie Manning, and there's all this great history here. There's something special about a place that develops people like Archie. So many incredible people come from here, and it's not stopped. We just keep producing these really good people. It's something about growing up somewhere where you have what you need, but you don't have so much that you take it for granted. That's part of the magic of this place too. It's a slower pace. It's not perfect. It has its problems, but it continues to develop some of the best young people the world has ever known. There again, I keep dropping Archie's name, but you look at what he's been able to pass on to his children, and it's more than an athletic legacy. It's my home. Every day I get up, and one of the things on my mind is, how can I work to make this a better place? How can I work to do my duty? If I'm going to live here, if I'm going to live here. Now, there may come one day when I decide that I can't fight the good fight anymore. But for now, I don't have any plans of leaving. I feel like I have a duty, and this place, this restaurant, is one of those duties. We've been open for 12 years. We opened up, we were called Main Street Deli and Gifts, and somewhere along the line, everybody would just come in and write the check to Stafford. So we decided maybe it's a good idea just to call the place Stafford's. Started down and opening at night, and we've seen the community change a lot over those 12 years. When we first opened, I want to say the first day we fed a little over 100 people, and now we're feeding 25 to 30. So it's a different community. The cool thing about it is, I know that every time somebody walks through my door, every time somebody walks in here, they're helping to keep this community alive a little bit longer. They're playing a role in making sure Drew still has some amenities, that we still are a town. And I know that when you look at Drew, sometimes you think, man, they've got a lot to be desired. But literally every customer that walks through the door is a piece of the puzzle for this community. Even if they're not from here, they're doing a great thing for the town. And people don't know that sometimes I get a paycheck out of here, but most of the time I don't. I would say of the 12 years that we've been open, the majority of those years I hadn't gotten a paycheck, and there's a couple of years, whatever paychecks I got, I had to put back in here to keep the place open. But we adjusted and we learned, and we, made the kind of changes from an establishment that had 6 employees to an establishment that had 2 employees. And I think there was actually a time we might have even had 8, but we're down to 2 employees now, and it means I have to do a little more of the work. But it's okay, because this is a labor of love for me. This is a true labor of love. It's not about the money. It's not about the food. And you can look at me and tell I like to eat food, but it's not about the food. It's about doing something for the community. It's about being that place that everybody can go. It's about the bridge ladies that come every other Wednesday. It's about the clubs that meet here. It's about the old men that get to sit there and talk to their friends, and maybe they don't get to see anybody the other times of the day. That's what this place is all about. And every time somebody comes through the door, they're helping to facilitate that this place gets to stay here. This is the restaurant that shouldn't be. We know that. We know this is the restaurant that shouldn't be able to make it. This is not supposed to be here. And everybody made fun of me, and 12 years later, they're still making fun of me, so that's okay. And we do a lot of stupid stuff to try to get people's attention, and we make a lot of funny, silly videos. What I know in my heart is that, God knows what my intentions are, and God knows why I'm here. And I just hope that people can see us for who we really are. This is a cool place. I'm very happy that I stayed behind. And there's a lot of people that maybe want to get out of this community and feel like they can't. That wasn't my situation. I knew I could leave anytime I wanted to, and I could today. I'm not going to do that. don't know what the future holds for this community, but I keep going back to this theme, you know, that every time somebody comes in the door, every time somebody comes in here and spends their $5 or $10 with me, it means that I get to stay a little bit longer, that this restaurant gets to stay a little bit longer, that the girls that work for me get to keep their jobs a little bit longer. It's important. There's a lot of people that I know would love to do business with me that live in Drew, that work an hour away even sometimes. I mean, we're a bedroom community, so it's not that they don't want to support. It's that they can't, you know. So I can't tell you what the future's going to hold. You know, you hear little rumblings about maybe getting a grocery store, or, you know, there's some talk about some work on one of the facilities that's empty on the highway that maybe some industry may come. But we don't try to rely on that. We just try to take every day one day at a time. And it's I'm not going to lie, it's a struggle. It is a struggle. And, you know, I don't want to sit here like everything's perfect, but we do a really good job at what we do, especially with what we had to do it with. You know what I mean? But what I can tell you is that every day that I come into work, every day that Bryce and Morgan come in here, they take great pride in what they do. I take great pride in what I do. And I think they do because I do. You know, and we do. We try to be lighthearted and silly and funny and sometimes maybe a little inappropriate and it bothers some people. But what we're trying to portray to people is that we're going to treat you the same way when you come in here. You know, we're going to treat you like family. That's what Drew is all about. That's what community is about. And this restaurant is a microcosm of the community. You know, this restaurant is a microcosm of what's happened in the community. I mean, it's smaller, it's quieter, it's not as fast paced as it used to be, but it's still here.